A splash of coffee creamer seems like a simple, small daily addition. Non-dairy does not always mean what people assume it means on the label. Most coffee creamer is essentially a blend of water, vegetable oil, and sugar. This is Grocery Science. Today, we look at what is really inside coffee creamer. Sodium caseinate, a milk-derived protein, appears in most non-dairy creamers. A bottle can read dairy-free while still containing a genuine dairy-derived ingredient. By the end of this video, you will read that creamer bottle very differently. Coffee creamer can fit a daily routine. The label reveals what is actually inside. Sodium caseinate acts as an emulsifier and whitener, helping oil and water blend smoothly. Sodium caseinate is produced by extracting casein protein from pasteurized skim milk. Sodium caseinate contains no lactose, but it remains a genuine milk-derived protein. Labeling law required disclosing milk derivative in parentheses, though it is often in fine print.
People with a true dairy allergy need to check specifically for sodium caseinate on labels.
Non-dairy is a regulatory term that does not guarantee a product is truly dairy-free. Checking for a vegan or truly dairy-free certification offers a more reliable guarantee. Some newer creamer brands use oat, almond, or coconut milk as a genuinely plant-based base. Plant milk-based creamers generally list the plant milk itself as a primary ingredient. Reading past the non-dairy claim directly to the ingredient list clarifies the true composition. This labeling pattern is legal, but frequently misunderstood by shoppers seeking dairy-free options. Sodium caseinate remains the single most important word to check for genuine dairy sensitivity. Vegetable oil provides the creamy richness that coffee creamer is specifically designed to deliver. Partially hydrogenated oil was historically the standard fat source in shelf-stable coffee creamer. Partially hydrogenated oil was one of the largest sources of artificial trans fat historically. In 2015, the FDA determined partially hydrogenated oils were no longer generally recognized as safe. Manufacturers were required to remove partially hydrogenated oil from products by June 2018. Most creamers today use palm kernel, coconut, or soybean oil instead of the older formulation. Fully hydrogenated oil, unlike the partially hydrogenated version, does not contain trans fat. Labels can state 0 grams trans fat if a serving contains under half a gram. Adding several servings across a day could still mean consuming small amounts of trans fat. Checking specifically for the words partially hydrogenated remains a fast, reliable verification step. This specific phrase has become rare on current creamer packaging following the regulatory ban. Saturated fat content from palm and coconut oil is now the more relevant consideration. Comparing saturated fat content across current creamer brands reveals meaningful formulation differences. Creamer's typically small serving size limits its overall contribution to total daily fat intake. The trans fat concern is largely resolved, though saturated fat remains worth occasional checking. Flavored creamers, like vanilla or caramel, typically add sugar or corn syrup solids. Flavored creamers generally carry significantly more added sugar than plain or original versions. Many people pour several tablespoons, well beyond the small labeled single serving size. Multiple pours across multiple cups of coffee can meaningfully add up in sugar and calories. Sugar-free creamers typically substitute artificial sweeteners like sucralose for the removed sugar. Regulatory agencies, including the FDA, classify approved artificial sweeteners as safe within set limits. Sugar-free versions generally offer a meaningfully lower calorie option for regular daily use. Flavored creamers often list both natural and artificial flavor within the same ingredient statement. Flavor compounds function similarly in taste, regardless of their natural or artificial labeling. Seasonal and specialty flavors often carry the highest added sugar within the entire product line. Seasonal flavors like pumpkin spice can carry noticeably more sugar than standard vanilla creamer. Comparing several flavored brands directly often reveals meaningful, avoidable sugar differences. Measuring creamer with an actual tablespoon helps align intake with the nutrition label. Comparing several brands side by side often reveals surprisingly large added sugar differences. Sugar content and true serving size remain the two figures most worth checking together. Carrageenan and cellulose gum are common thickeners used to create a consistent, creamy texture. Some animal studies raised questions about carrageenan and digestive tract inflammation at high doses. Regulatory agencies, including the FDA, currently classify carrageenan as generally recognized as safe. Checking the ingredient list directly remains the only way to confirm carrageenan is present. Dipotassium phosphate is commonly added specifically to help prevent creamer from curdling in hot coffee. Phosphate additives across many packaged foods contribute to cumulative dietary phosphate intake over time. Powdered creamers use a somewhat different formulation, often relying more heavily on corn syrup solids. Comparing powdered and liquid versions directly reveals different calorie and fat profiles per serving. Shelf-stable and refrigerated creamers can differ meaningfully in preservative and ingredient formulation. Potassium sorbate is a common preservative, helping shelf-stable creamer resist bacterial and mold growth. These preservatives are broadly classified as safe by regulators within their approved usage limits. Comparing ingredient list length across brands often reveals meaningful formulation differences within the category. The first three ingredients by weight reveal the most about a creamer's actual composition. Comparing sugar, fat, and thickener content together offers the most complete nutritional picture. Understanding these patterns lets you choose coffee creamer intentionally, not just by habit. Descriptive words like creamy and rich describe texture, not actual dairy content or quality. Natural claims on creamer packaging currently carry no fixed, strictly regulated definition. The word real on flavored creamer packaging often refers to flavor notes, not primary ingredients. Serving size print is often smaller than the flavor description printed above it. Flipping the bottle over remains the most reliable way to verify any front label claim. Health-sounding icons and colors do not always reflect the actual saturated fat content. Checking sugar and fat directly matters more than trusting any single flavor description. Comparing several brands side by side often reveals surprisingly large added sugar differences. Some products labeled all natural still contain sodium caseinate and meaningful added sugar. Comforting marketing language strongly shapes how healthy a creamer appears. independent of ingredients. Check for sodium caseinate, check sugar content, and check for any partially hydrogenated oil. Choosing unflavored or lightly flavored creamer meaningfully reduces added sugar per serving. Measuring creamer with an actual tablespoon helps align intake with the nutrition label. Using plant milk directly offers a simpler alternative with a shorter ingredient list. Choosing a genuinely certified dairy-free product offers more reliable assurance for allergy management. Home creamer use remains generally less expensive than daily coffee shop purchases over time. A few extra seconds reading the label can meaningfully change what ends up in the cup. Knowledge about ingredients is not about fear. It is about informed, confident choices. We started this video with a simple swirl of creamer in coffee. Behind every bottle of creamer is a formulation balancing texture, shelf life, and sweetness. The evidence shows sodium caseinate and added sugar are the two details most worth checking. That understanding gives you a real choice, rather than just a marketed one. At Grocery Science, we examine food through evidence, not to generate fear. Coming up, what is really inside bottled iced tea? Protein powder and hummus. Thank you for watching Grocery Science. Stay curious, stay informed.